Hi everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. So in today's video I will be talking about the full moon that's occurring in the sign of Libra on 28th of March 2021. Now a full moon is the culmination point of the cycle of the moon phase, that is 28 to 29 days cycle. So it's the culmination point. It is at this point when the moon is fully illuminated because it's opposing the moon. It's on the opposite side of the moon, so the rays of the sun is fully reaching the moon and it's fully illuminated. It's a time of clarity. It's time of adjustment and culmination, or letting go of things that is not serving in your life, or is not serving your purpose, or is not helping you grow. Now this full moon is occurring in the sign of Libra, and Aries is on the opposite side of it, which is where the sun is. Now with this full moon in Libra, the ruler of Libra is Venus, and Venus during this full moon is conjunct the sun in the sign of Aries. So it is kind of bringing up the axis of self and others. Now Aries full moon anyways is kind of brings up themes of relationship and your relationship with your immediate surroundings. So what's happening right now is, because the sun is in Aries along with Venus, which is the ruler of Libra where the full moon is occurring, the focus is shifting more on yourself than on the others. So yes, because of the Libra, social Libra energy is still there, and you still want to feel relatable, and you still want to keep the balance or the priority, the focus on your relationship. But with Aries, the relationship with yourself is the theme of your own relationship with your own self is coming up, and you will get a bit more clarity about what to expect from yourself, what are your needs, and how to assert your needs in a relationship. And the axis of the relationship may not always be on the 1st and 7th house, which is yourself, naturally yourself and the others, but it could be as per the sign, your rising sign or your sun sign. It could fall in any of the 12th houses. Now you need to look at your rising sign and see where does the Libra and Aries fall. So that is the axis where the focus will be for you during this full moon. So the main question that you have to ask yourself during this full moon is, are you meeting your own needs, or you're investing too much of time and energy on focusing on the needs of other people? So you need to find that balance between the two, and keep a little bit more energy and focus on yourself during this time. And whatever you are, whatever your goals are, wherever you want to reach, whatever your life path and direction you want to take, the focus should be much on that. Now this full moon is receiving a very harmonious aspect from Saturn, which is in the sign of Aquarius, and also from Mars, which will be in the sign of Gemini. Now with the harmonious aspect from Saturn, you'll feel a little bit more emotional stability, and with the Mars in the coming in the equation, you feel a little bit more practical, enthusiastic and action oriented during this time. Now there is also Jupiter in the sign of Aquarius, which is also in a harmonious aspect to this full moon. So you'll feel more generous, broad-minded, open-minded, and be open to options and expand your surroundings and your horizon, and try out more new things. So and it's Aries season anyways. The sun is in Aries. It's a spring season. The spring equinox is just would have just passed by on the 20th of March. So it's all springing and rebirthing and really coming out in the open. So make use of this energies. It will be really good to take you forward, and really be beneficial for you. Now for the sign of Aries, the full moon is occurring in your 7th house. So seventh house is all about your one-to-one interactions. It's the relationship you have, both personal and business relationship. So full moon here will give you more clarity regarding seventh house matters. So the sun and Venus are in your sign Aries, in your first house. So Venus is a ruler of this Libra full moon lunation, and it is opposing this full moon. So this opposition may give you slight confusion regarding what you're emotionally feeling and what your inner needs are, and that may kind of cause a bit of conflict in relationship. Now, balancing this energy between your own needs and the needs of others, and mostly your loved ones, the people with whom you have close contact and close relationship with. So finding a balance between other people's need and your need is required during this full moon Aries. Now Mars is your ruler and is in a harmonious aspect to this Libra full moon, because Mars is occurring in the sign of Gemini during this time. So with this Mars in expressive Gemini, you can use your communication and your inner courage to negotiate a balance between your own what you want and what others want from you. Now by nature, Aries sign is more focused on self. They're not much into compromising or negotiating with others. And it may not be your way of doing things, but now is the time to truly connect with other people, and you will get more clarity about where your relationship stands and what are your expectations, what are other people's expectation of you, and what is your expectation of other people. You'll get more clarity in this area, and you can accordingly make adjustment how you want to balance it, how you want to take the relationship or with yourself and with others forward from here. The harmonious aspect from your ruler Mars will definitely be very constructive and practical during this time, and you will be able to negotiate a deal, whether it's in your business partnership or your personal. You'll be able to come to a middle ground, a common ground where you can both use the energy and work together. So Aries, you will be able to solve any problem that arises during this full moon, and the important thing is for you is to keep an open mind and express yourself to sort out any issues. So now we have Taurus. For you Taurus, the full moon is occurring in your sixth house. So sixth house is all about your daily life. It's about your health, your daily routine, your health routine, any health regime that you have undertaken. It's your just general jobs and duties and just general lifestyle, just everyday life. That's what sixth house represents. Now a full moon in your sixth house is going to bring your health and your work life in focus. There will be much more clarity, and you'll be able to see things more clearly in these areas. Now the sun is in the sign of Aries during the full moon, and it's in your 12th house. Now with the sun, we have Venus as well, conjuncting sun in the 12th house. Now Venus is the ruler of Libra, where the full moon is occurring. So the sun and Venus both in 12th house is opposing this full moon in the 6th house. So this may give confusion as to where you stand and what to expect in your daily life. You may feel a little bit more emotional, and you may occasionally have conflicts as well in these two areas, which is your work life and your need to have quiet time. So a busy day and the mundane life and the need to have your own time and get away, maybe do meditation or yoga or whatever you like. And this theme can come together. In fact, you can use this full moon energy to understand what you need, what your needs are in terms of your health and your daily life, and how you can use it to really reach that mental state where your well-being is taken care of, and you're more giving attention to your health, and you're caring for yourself, and you're not overworking or overextending yourself during this time. So if you're feeling dissatisfied and confined in your daily life, in your everyday life, and this is making you a bit moody or confused, and you are kind of wanting to blame other people for your situation, do avoid this, because this full moon will give you a more clear picture of what is actually happening and what you can expect, and how you can use this energy to take it forward, which can be beneficial for you, and how you can balance it out, your work life and your time to yourself, and maybe take a retreat and have a quiet time for yourself. Now during full moon, there might be themes of a work project or a health regime that you might have started 6 months ago, when the new moon in Libra occurred on the 16th of October 2020. So there's something that you started then could be culminating. So continue to be self-disciplined, because that is going to really give you results. And don't be afraid to take charge of your life and restore your life, whether it's in your work area or on your health matters. So next up we have Gemini. Now for you Geminis, the Libra full moon is occurring in your 5th house. So 5th house is about self-expression. It's a creative, artistic house. It's a house of recreation, fun, and joy, and even your children. Now full moon in your 5th house will give you more clarity about the 5th house matters. So the Sun and Venus both are in your 11th house, which is the axis of the 5th house. The 5th and 11th house axis, that's where the Libra and Aries axis are. So the Sun and Venus both are in your 11th house. Now Venus is the ruler of Libra, where the full moon is occurring. So 5th house is basically all about what you're truly passionate about, what your inner passion is. That's what the 5th house is about. So full moon occurring in your 5th house may show what you're missing out in your life, and how you can restore that, and how you can go back to your artistic self and your creative self and your whatever talent you have. How can you utilize this to realize what you're passionate about? Now this full moon is about finding a balance. So the balance you have to achieve is between your self-expression and your social expression. So your goals may be holding you back from having fun, or having some downtime, some time, recreation time to have just fun, and just do other things besides what you are ambitious about. So use this time to really indulge yourself in fun activities, just like relaxing activities, and it will be really beneficial for you. Now Geminis, your ruler is Mercury. So Mercury at this moment time is conjuncting Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So around the full moon, what you will have is, you will along with the clarity, you will also feel very intuitive and very inspired about just generally what's happening, and what your goals, and where you want to go, where you want to your life to head towards. So it's absolutely a really good time for you. Now this conjunction of Mercury and Neptune occurs in your 10th house, which is the house of your personal goals and ambitions. So it's necessary to be practical and not to doubt your own credibility, Geminis, because you have the skills and ability to take things forward, whichever area you want to take your life into. So don't doubt your credibility and trust yourself. So the full moon in 5th house also means that there could be an artistic or creative project that's coming to finalization, and you are reaping the reward for that, the effort that you put in that artistic project. And full moon in here can also mean you are very busy with your children. They may be finishing school or moving away, or there could be something new beginning coming up for them. Now overall, full moon in 5th house means that it's time to have a little more fun, Gemini. So goals are great, but you need to balance that. Now next up we have Cancer sign. Now Cancer, for you the full moon is occurring in your 4th house. Now 4th house is all about home, family, your roots, your emotional security. So a full moon in the 4th house could bring clarity or finalization in matters related to your home or family environment. Now the Sun and Venus is in your 10th house. Now Sun is in Aries and Venus is the ruler of Libra, where the full moon is occurring. So there is an opposition happening with your Sun and Venus with the full moon in Libra. So a full moon is generally a time of finding a balance. It's all about relationship as well with yourself and with others. So with the 4th and 10th house axis, there's a need to find a balance between your home and your career. So Venus in Aries is a very strong and independent position. So it's in your 10th house. So you would probably likely want to bring out this energy in your career and your just public status that you have. So now there's a lot of cardinal energy going on. Cancer is a cardinal sign. Full moon in Libra is a cardinal sign as well. And then there is Sun and Venus in Aries, that is a fire cardinal sign. So there's a lot of energy building up, and it could be challenging for you, Cancer, because full moon and Sun both are squaring your sign. But you work well under pressure, Cancer. So keep an open mind, and you will be able to see things more clearly, so that it will help you to balance out your work environment and your home environment. So during this full moon, your family and your home environment is calling for your attention, Cancer. And the demands of personal life and home environment and just the family members, you need to find a balance between that. So with full moon in your house of your real estate, your house, physical house, also could mean that maybe you have recently moved to a new house and now you're unpacking and redecorating or doing DIY in your house. So all this is taking up your time as well. Or you are spending a lot of time in your work, and now it's finally time to connect with your family members and bond with them during this full moon. So basically during this full moon, for you, Cancer, you will get more insight into your work life, your public life, and your personal life, and you will be able to make up your mind where your life is heading and or where you want to go. For Leos, the full moon is occurring in the 3rd house. Now, 3rd house is a very expressive house. It's a house of communication. It's a house of sharing ideas. It's a house of networking. It's a house of your siblings and just your local community. So full moon here will bring clarity and acknowledgement from your side, or culmination in the 3rd house matters. So people around you, Leos, may need your time or may need your attention. So it's important that you are speaking your own mind and asserting your needs. What is it? What is your one? And you're doing this through communication and sharing what your situation is. Also during this time, you may receive an important document that you've been waiting for, and or you may receive a job offer, which may, if you have given an interview recently, you may get some answer or result regarding a job interview that you might have given and which is important to you. Now, 3rd house is also about learning. So you could be finalizing something in the matters of education or a course you want to take up. And you might be receiving some general correspondence or communication. During this full moon, Leos, it's not time to procrastinate. It's a great time to use this energy to express and maybe start an online blog or a podcast and communicate what you want to communicate. Leo, you are a very expressive sign, and it's you feel energized when you're sharing ideas and when you're sharing yourself and expressing, being creative and artistic. So use this full moon energy in your expressive 3rd house to freshen things up. Something that you have been already doing, maybe you can retouch it and improve it and adjust it. And because full moon will give you clarity in what you are, the way you should communicate, the style of communication, and how you're expressing your ideas to your audience. So all this, you can freshen up these areas and adjust. If there's any changes need to be made, you could go on and make that, and you will get much more clarity around this theme, around the 3rd house theme. Now, the opposite house of the 3rd house is the 9th house. That's where the Sun and Venus is conjuncting during the full moon in the sign of Aries. Now, 9th house is about your belief system. It's about keeping your mind open. So do whatever you need to do to free yourself, and make sure when you're communicating with other people, you communicate calmly and patiently so that you're more effective, and don't let others affect you. So overall, for Leos, during this full moon, it's good idea to free yourself, to have some adventure, exploration, and just going out and indulging in fulfilling activities, things that make you happy and really brings out the best in you. So now we have Virgo. Now for you Virgos, the full moon occurs in the second house. Now the second house is about your finances. It's also your money making abilities, and your resources, your self-worth, your self-esteem, and what you value in life. So a full moon occurring in the second house will bring clarity in these areas, in your finances, in your matters about yourself, about your self-value, and themes that is more related to your resources. So this will bring up your feelings regarding your money and property and your assets that you have. Now is the time when you will be reassessing your finances. What are your incomings and your outgoings? You may be doing some budgeting as well, and managing your finances, how you want to manage your finance. You may be reanalyzing and rethinking your strategies during this time, how you want to take your finances forward, and how you can use your abilities to increase your income during this time. So during this full moon, the Sun and Venus is in the sign of Aries, which is the opposite house of the second house, which is the 8th house. Now it's important to find a balance between what you value in life, Virgos, and also how you can use your inner resources to get what you value in life. So your values could change, and there might be some conflicts arising regarding these matters, and regarding matters concerning your money and your resources and your self-value. So it's a great time to use your money-making capabilities to achieve whatever you desire. The prosperity that you desire, you can achieve it through your own money-making abilities, and this will surely improve your sense of self-esteem. So work with an open mind during this time, Virgos, and also do indulge in yourself and buy something that makes you happy, something that you have been holding on for a long time, and you want to make that purchase now because your financial situation is coming to light, and you can make adjustment and make changes to handle your finances better, and you can save and budget your money so that you can indulge in something that you have been wanting to purchase for some time. Now, full moon in your second house really does improve your financial situation. So you could also be paying off a debt that you might have, and you could be getting a bonus or a pay rise during this time, and because of all this, your financial situation improves. So during this full moon, for you Virgos, you will identify emotionally with your possession and your resources. So it's important to understand and realize what is of true value to you. So for you Libra, this full moon is occurring in your first house. Now it's amazing time for you Libras, because first house is about yourself. It's your appearance, your mannerisms, your attitude, your behavior, just general orientation in life. It's your approach to life and how you identify yourself in this incarnation. Now a full moon in your first house will give you much more clarity about yourself and where you want to head towards, and how you want to balance things out in your life, and how you want to handle relationship in your life. Now full moon in the first house is a very illuminating, and it's a time of self-realization. So you can become like truly aware of and see yourself in a new light. And more than that, you will be able to see where your life is heading and which direction you want to take your life. So it will give you much clarity regarding your life path, Libras. It's also a time when you can see your goals and the action and the effort that you put in achieving this goal much more clearly, and you can be even rewarded. You can see rewards coming through for the effort that you have put in to achieve your goals. Now the Sun and Venus both are in the sign of Aries, which is in your 7th house. So from there it's opposing the full moon. So for you Libra, you are very social and relationship oriented sign. But during this full moon Libra, the focus is on you because the full moon is occurring in your 1st house. So give yourself some time, and you may be even seeking attention during this time, Libra. So do put your needs first, Libra, and do it with consideration for other people, and you will go far. So as always, the balance is key for you Libras, and it's no different during this full moon. So if you keep the balance between self and others, you will go far. So assert yourself consciously and mindfully, and without stepping on anybody's toes, and you will be fine. So this full moon for you Libra is about balance between independence and cooperation. For you Scorpios, the full moon occurs in your 12th house. So the 12th house is the house of your subconscious mind. It's the house of your past, your memories, your old patterns. It's also the house of solitude and isolation, and also it's the house of self-sabotage and closures and past karmas. And even it's because it's a house of solitude, it's a house of escapism too. It's a house of retreat where you can get your quiet hours and you can meditate and do yogas. That's where the 12th house comes into play. Now a full moon occurring here can give you clarity in what your subconscious mind is telling you. So when the full moon occurs in the 12th house, it opens you up and gives you more clarity about anything that you have been keeping on hold in the past year now, and it enables you to take some action on that and take right action on that. So your dreams are very vivid and clear during this time because your subconscious mind is trying to tell you something, Scorpios. And it's a great time to do some therapies and, take time out to relax and rejuvenate and recharge yourself during this time. So you may feel a bit of low energy because 12th house is not a very action oriented house. So you may feel a little bit low energy. Now Scorpio, your ruler is Mars, so you have this need to keep moving and take action. So during this time you may feel a little bit low on energy, and you can use this time, I would say, to have some quiet hours to relax your mind and recharge yourself, so that when you come out in the world again after this full moon is past, you'll be more recharged, more energetic, and more eager to take action in whatever area you want to take action in. So follow your instincts, Scorpios, and take a backseat during this full moon time and focus on your inner life and inner energy. Use this time to recharge and prepare yourself for what's to come. Sagittarius, for you, the full moon occurs in your 11th house. Now, 11th house is about groups, your social circle. It's any organization or club you're part of. It's also your hopes and wishes and dreams and your future plans. Now, full moon here will give you more clarity and more understanding of what's happening in this house matters. Now this full moon in your 11th house will give you excellent results, and gains and opportunities will come your way. It's a great time to fine-tune your goals and really understand what is it really you want and what is your true nature, and is it really meeting your needs, your goals. Are they truly meeting your emotional need? So during this full moon, friend circle and social circle becomes very important and takes prominence in your life, Sagittarius. So you could be spending more time with your friends, or you could be really connecting with them on soul level, or there could be themes where you're moving away from a group or a social group or social circle, or your friends are moving away, or leaving the city or going somewhere else, or it could be a finalization or ending to a social relationship. So during the full moon, emotions are quite heightened and you will feel more emotional. So you might have disagreements or conflicts with somebody in your social circle. So it's important to keep perspective and open mind and not to restrict yourself too much. Now, the Sun and Venus is in the sign of Aries in your 5th house during the full moon. So you may maybe feeling some sort of responsibility towards your children, or something at home that is holding you back, which is not letting you socialize much or meet your friends much. So it's important to understand what you want, and it's a good idea to balance. So this full moon will give you more clarity regarding what you want to do and how you want to spend your time. So your involvement with your friends and your social circle does come into spotlight during this time, and your vision for the future also gets truly strengthened, because you have re-examined your goals and future goals, and now you know where you want to head. So use this clarity and this energy, the illuminating energy of full moon, which will make things clear and give you a greater understanding of how you want to head forward. For Capricorns, the full moon occurs in your 10th house. Now, the 10th house is the house of career. It's a very public house. It's the house of your reputation, of your honors, your status, and just your general ambitions and goals in life. So a full moon in your 10th house will give you clarity and understanding of where your career is heading and what's the current state of your ambition and goals and your status, public status and career. So during the full moon, the focus is a lot on your career for you Capricorns. You are in the spotlight, and you cannot really hide, because everybody is observing you, is really looking up to you during this time. You may get more responsibility in your workplace, or you may get recognition and rewards for your past efforts during this time. Now, Capricorns, you have been working really hard for the last 3 years when Saturn was moving through your sign, but now is the time when you are a bit more feeling freer, and you're more open-minded, and you're able to see the results and rewards of all the efforts that you have been putting. Now, during this full moon, this focus is greatly on your 10th house. So you will see all this thing culminating in your house of career, in your ambition and goals, and you will see them coming to fruition. Now, the Sun and Venus is in the sign of Aries in your 4th house, which is opposing the full moon in your 10th house. So it's important for you to have a balance between your work and your home life. Don't get too carried away with your responsibility at work and your goals and ambition, so that you are ignoring your home and family life. You are in charge, Capricorn, and it's time to show responsibility and balance between your work, your career and your home life. Aquarius, for you, the full moon is occurring in your 9th house. Now, the 9th house represents your belief system. It's your philosophy in life. It's also expanding your horizon through travel, meeting people from other cultures, interacting with other cultures, traveling, even through higher learning, and opening up your mind to new things. So a full moon in the 9th house will bring more understanding of what your belief systems are. So your current belief system may be challenged or tested, so it's important to keep an eye on the bigger picture. Now, you're very interested during this time in learning and traveling and making long-term, plans and having long-term goals during this time. Or you might be finishing your education during this time, because 9th house is related to the higher education too, or a writing project, because 9th house also relates to publishing. Now, Aquarius, during this full moon in your 9th house, you will feel the need to escape from your daily routine and your mundane life. So you will be very interested in taking a trip, or maybe you're planning a trip, and you are really dreaming about getting away. You're dreaming of foreign shores where you can relax and experience new culture and really get away from your everyday life. So it's actually a great time to meet new people and really expose yourself to new ideas, and that will really help you build your own belief system, and you will have greater understanding of what your own philosophies are in life. Now, 9th house is also about your future goals and ambitions. So during this full moon, you will kind of get a glimpse of your future or what you can expect, and how you can align your energies to make the most out of this and make a success out of this. So during this full moon, for you Aquarius, your perspective and belief system will shift, and the prosperity that you dream of will come into focus. So your personal and your physical horizon will get a lot of attention during this time, and future may be unknown. You may not know what's to come, but it will give you an indication or a glimpse of what is to come and what you can expect, the life direction you want to take. Pisces, for you, the full moon occurs in your 8th house. Now, the 8th house is a house of finances. It's a house of shared finances, joint finances, social finances. It's also the house of inheritance, loan, taxation, debt, and 8th house is also related to intimacy because it's a natural Scorpio house. Now, during this full moon in your 8th house, you will have greater understanding of other people's resources and your financial situation, your shared financial situation. So full moon in 8th house is all about give and take, especially where your resources and finances are concerned. So your feeling of emotional comfort and security in terms of your finances comes into play during this full moon, and you might have to balance your own financial security with the needs of other people, especially people around you, your loved ones. There might be somebody in your family who is leaning on you for financial support and needs your help during this time. Now you will have to balance this out, how you want to keep your own financial security and also help and support the person that needs your help. Now there might be a financial project that's coming to culmination during this time. You could be paying off a loan or paying off debt or investing your money. So during this time, you are reassessing how financially secure you are feeling. And sometimes because there is an opposition with your 2nd house and of your personal income, with the Sun and Venus in Aries in your 2nd house, you could feel maybe a financial crisis because you are using your money to maybe pay off your loan, which is a good thing. So which really does make you more liberated in terms of your finances, but it's also draining off your resources. So that could be a theme that you have paid off your a loan and you have less money now, but at least you have more clarity in that area and you have achieved a goal in terms of being more financially organized. So you could take steps to protect your finances, your personal finances and joint finances, joint resources if you have with your other half. So you can take steps to secure that. So your emotional experience related to your finances is much more intense during this time, during the full moon Pisces, and this must be reflecting on other people. So it's important to keep the balance and keep your own level of security in mind while helping out other people. So full moon in 8th house is a very good chance, and it's a very transformative time for you Pisces, and usually this transformation is on a very deep level. Thank you for watching my Libra full moon videos. I hope this was helpful and gives you more clarity in whichever area of life your sign falls in, the Libra and Aries. So I hope you enjoyed it and have fun wherever you are. Thank you very much for watching.